I lived in the city and would drive in traffic 2 hours to work, and I think to myself, what am I doing here? This was my calling.
What so cute? I've traveled a lot, covered a lot of stories about farmers, and I always found that people who dedicate themselves to the land are very soulful and very special people.
Sheep,
Could I take some of these home with me?
you can.
The small one.
Just know that they do grow.
They do. Aw. So how did it all start for you?
I grew up here in the 1980s. It was a time where there was more people getting out of farming. I didn't see a place for myself here, so I decided to do something completely different. Through my travels, I developed this interest in food and where our food comes from. Around that time, my grandmother passed away. I started to think about her life, and I started to think about my parents' life too, how hard they worked. I didn't want this beautiful place to just disappear. I wanted to continue the legacy of the farm. So that's what I set out to do. That's my grandparents.
So with all this history, what did it make you feel when you had your daughter come back to the farm?
Well, very few farms get past 3 generations.
Yes.
It's a satisfying feeling that Wendy and Johnny are going to keep it running.
So you've been a farmer for quite a long time. How are things different now?
Back when I first started farming, we turned the soil over 180 degrees so that we had a nice, flat, beautiful, no stalks, nothing on the surface. We discovered that there's a downside of that in that you get soil erosion. We're here to protect the land as well as grow crops off of it. And so we became one of the early adapters of no-till, and we discovered it worked.
And then when I came back, we started experimenting with cover crops.
That cover crop looks great. Look at it. When I started at Practical Farmers of Iowa, we decided to have a renewed focus on cover crops because we should have living roots in the ground all year round.
There's this synergy between cover crops and our commodity crops, corn and soybeans. And so that's the major benefit. It allows us some flexibility, it increases our soil health, it helps us be more resilient in times of flooding and drought.
So our mission is to equip farmers to build resilient farms and communities through field days and through on-farm research. We were growing and trying to figure out how are we going to reach more farmers. So we were introduced to some of the sustainable ag team at PepsiCo. They wanted their products to be more sustainably grown and had a desire to support farmers. Cover crops is an easy entry point.
And what impact did these projects make on the local community?
When we first started, we worked with like 25 farmers to do 10,000 acres. But then just last year, we worked with 3,000 farmers to do 640,000 acres of cover crops. Farmers see that long-term commitment from PepsiCo, and then they're able to make their cover crop businesses more successful by servicing those acres. That's the best success of the whole thing, that we were able to bring farm families back, a generation back to the farm, because then those are more kids in the schools and, you know, just more vibrancy in rural Iowa, which is what we want.
And that's really important. As we think about food for tomorrow, consumers and the eaters and the people that we're trying to connect with are actually right here instead of up here.
I love the way the sun is touching your face, your hair. Ah, beautiful. As a multi-generational farmer, what are your hopes for the future?
That is a giant question. I have a lot of hope. That hope lies in diversification. Diversity of species, plants, animals. I feel like there's a movement beneath us that is literally beneath us. The change is happening. We have to take care of the soil. And if we take care of the soil, it provides for us. And I just want to continue to steward it as best as I can for the future generations. For my daughter, it's just it's an amazing natural resource that we have that I think we take advantage of. Food is life. As long as we are protecting the soil, we have an opportunity for a brighter and better future.